I'm going to be giving you a guide on every raid in Blox Fruits, and also giving you some tricks that are going to turn you into a pro player. Okay, so raids were added to Blox Fruits in update 11, and what they let you do is awaken the Blox Fruit that you have. But keep in mind, it's not for every Blox Fruit. There's only a certain amount of Blox Fruits that you can awaken. The raid consists of 5 different islands, and each island being more difficult than the last one. And to advance to the next island, you must defeat all the enemies on the current island. And once you do that, you can just hop in a boat and drive over to the next one. And if you want to awaken a fruit, you must complete the raid with the exact fruit that you're trying to awaken. So for example, if you wanted to awaken your flame fruit, then you would have to complete the raid with your flame fruit. If you complete it with a different fruit such as the Buddha or dough, it will not work. And once you finish the raid with the right fruit, you'll be teleported to a place with a guy called the Awakenings Expert, and there, if you talk to him, you can pay him a certain amount of fragments to awaken one ability of your fruit. So depending on how many abilities your fruits have, you would have to do the raids 4 to 6 times to awaken a fruit fully. And keep in mind, they do cost a lot of fragments, so if you want to get your hands on those, you're gonna have to grind a lot. So there's 2 types of raids in Blox Fruits. There's basic raids and advanced raids, but I'm gonna be talking about basic for now. The way you can start a basic raid is by purchasing a special microchip from the mysterious scientist for either 100,000 belly or by trading in any physical fruit. But keep in mind, if you want to purchase it with money, then you can only do it once every 2 hours. And if you want to trade in a fruit, make sure you're trading in a really bad one. Then you can save up on some good fruits. And then all you have to do is head over into one of the capsules and press a button. And you can get a bunch of other friends or players to stand in the capsules with you, and you'll all be teleported to the raid. And to purchase a chip, you have to be at least level 1100 or higher. But it is possible to do a raid if you are below that level, but you have to find a friend to get the chip for you. And it's also not recommended to do the raids if you're below the level, because the raids are pretty hard to complete if you're a low level. And trust me, I'm talking from experience. And the limit for players that can do a raid is 4, so you can only have a max of 4 players doing a single raid. Now let's talk a bit about advanced raids. Advanced raids are a completely different type of raids, which can be started by purchasing a chip from the mysterious scientist for either 1,000 fragments or 1 million belly. And the fruit that you have to trade in has to be a legendary fruit, unlike the other scientists. Currently in the game, there are only 2 advanced raids. There's the Phoenix raid and the Dough raid. And to do each of the raids, you need to complete a set of requirements before that. And the Phoenix raid and Dough raid both have different requirements. But if you have a friend that's completed the requirements, then you can do a Dough or Phoenix raid without having completed them, which is pretty cool if you ask me. So now I'm going to talk a bit about the locations for the raids. In the second sea, you can head over to the hot and cold island, and then there should be a huge laboratory. And once you walk on site, enter the code red, blue, green, blue to the computer. And if you look over here to the side, you should see a secret passage opens up. And once you head in there and climb the ladder, that's where you find the raid place. But keep in mind, this is only for the second sea. For the third sea, it's a little bit different. In the third sea, you simply just have to head over to the main building at the castle on the sea. And that's pretty much it. If you ask me, the third sea is way simpler because you just need to drive to one island instead of entering in a bunch of codes. Okay, so now let's talk a bit about the requirements for the advanced raids. For the Dough raid, you need to start a Dough King raid by getting the God's Chalice and 10 conjured coca. Then you have to craft the Cake Chalice. So if you guys are doing this, I recommend you get a bunch of friends to help you. All you have to do is open a portal to the Dough King's realm, and then you have to do at least 10% of damage to him. And then once he's dead, you'll get a red key, and then you can open the door to the Cake Scientist room at the Sea of Trees. If you somehow lose the key, you'll still unlock the Dough raid when you rejoin, so don't panic if you die or get disconnected. So for the Phoenix raid, it's a little bit different. You need to get a 400 mastery on the Phoenix fruit, and you have to find the Stick Scientist, who's hiding in one of the cake towers at the Sea of Trees. All you have to do is just talk to the Stick Scientist, and then you get access to the Phoenix raid. So overall, the Phoenix raid is much easier to get than the Dough one. The Dough makes up for that by being the best PvP fruit in the game.